Continuing on the theme of the weekly wins, today I want to show you two things that are going to really expand upon what we're talking about. And those two things, the first one is we're going to take the form that you have and you've placed on your website that showcases all your clients' weekly wins. And now what we're going to do, we're going to now create something where it shows Joe's wins only along with this. So we'll have a tab here that says everything, and we have one that says Joe, and it shows only Joe's results. And then once we have that, I'm going to show you how to actually include it and paste it on a testimonial page of that client. So let's break down how to do this. And just in case you don't know how to set up to get to this point, make sure you go back and watch the previous two videos because it walks you through how to do that. So what we want to do is we want to come back to the Google Sheets. Well, your sheet may look a little bit different than mine. If there's missing something like their last name or something else, remember, it could just be these arrows. It could just be hidden in here. You may want to pop open the last name thing so we can do this so you can kind of see where we're going to go with this. But now we have this information. What we want to do is we want to create a new sheet. So come down here, click the plus button, not the little loom button there if you have that, plus button. And then you're going to rename the sheet. So you right click it, rename, and I'm going to just say Joe S. Okay, so that means that we're creating a sheet for this specific client, Joe, right there. Okay, so once you've done that, now you're going to come back to Joe's sheet. It's going to be blank like this, and we're going to have to add a little bit of a formula. And don't worry, I'm going to just give it to you so you can just copy and paste in here, but I have to walk you through why and how to do this so that way if there's an issue, you know how to come back and adjust some of it. So what you want to do is you're going to want to enter a formula or a code or whatever you call it, a query that looks just like this. What you want to do is you want to come to the column A1. Come over here, double click that, hit the equal sign, and then type in the word query, capitalize the whole thing. Again, I like to just do it the right way. And then once you've done that, you want to hit open parentheses, okay, the capital W-I-N-S. Now, what I just told this to do is said query wins, and that's telling this to look at this tab down here, the wins tab. So now I'm telling it to come in here and look in that, and then once I have the wins in there typed in, now I put exclamation point, and then I want to tell it what columns to look at. So the columns that we want to look through, or that you want to look through, are columns B through, basically B through E. So we come back here, we say wins exclamation capital letter B, and then you want to put in a colon, capital letter E, so that it looks through those columns. And then close that with a comma. Now there's no spaces in there. The next thing, you put a quotation mark, type in the word select, space, asterisk, space again, and type in where, and then we'll say capital D. Now capital D is the column that now it knows to look in column D, and that's where it's telling it to do. And we're going to say contains, let's say capital C-O, and contains, and then a space, apostrophe, and we're going to say Smith, capital S-M-I-T-H, have the apostrophe, add a quotation mark, and there you go. Okay, so this is all of Joe's results over that span of time. Let's highlight it, let's copy it, okay, and let's say you want to do another one here for, let's say we want a column for Melissa. Come down here again, create a new page, rename this, let's say Melissa, I don't remember what her last name was, so we'll just leave it there for now. And then what you want to do is you want to take that code and you want to paste that in there. Now, instead of, we don't need to do anything else. Once this is here, you just need to change her last name. So between the little apostrophes there, just type in the word Terry. That tells it to look for her last name. And I like to look for the last name because a lot of times people have the same first name, and it's not going to know what to do if there's 15 Melissas. But once it's in there, hit enter, and now we've got a page for Melissa. And that's how you do this. What I will do is I will hide his last name here. So click that arrow, come down to where it says hide column. Now it's date, first name, what was your wins for the week. So we have wins, we've got Melissa's, we've got Joe's. Now what we want to do is we want to take this and we want to add it to the website that has all the wins, and the page that has all the wins on it that we did in the previous session. So come up here, click File, go to Share, Publish to Web. Now this may look different, but look for where it says Embed. Make sure it says Entire Document. Highlight this, copy it, come back to your page where you have all your wins. This is all the wins that were showing on your wins page that we created. Click HTML. I'm changing the code. You don't have to, but I'm doing it just because sometimes it doesn't update, and that's probably a good thing to do. So just put in the code that you put in there. Now, remember, I like the way it looks with it spread out a little wider. If I don't do that, it's going to look funky. See how this doesn't fit in here? It kind of looks funky. There's that little code I gave you last week where you basically delete everything after the word false. And that code, again, I'll place it on this page for you so you can copy it and just enter it in. But I'm going to copy it and just put it here. And then, let's see, let's move that space back there. Let's see how she looks. And there we go. Now I don't have to scroll over. But what's really cool, if you notice, right, not only do we have all these wins from there we had before, but there's Joe's tab. So if someone wants to see Joe's results, there's Joe's results. Someone wants to see Melissa's results, there's Melissa's results. But let's take that one step further. Here's the second part of this process. What I want to do is I want to take Joe's specific wins and I want to add it to his testimonial page. I have one set up here just to show you as an example. Here's a page. Here's a before and after of Joe. But the important part on this page that you have is you want to make sure, again, you have your HTML, custom HTML blocks that you see in here. Because once we have that, then we can come back to the wins and we come back over to Joe's tab, select it, and then come back to File, Share, Publish to Web, go back to Embed over here. Now this is the important part. Instead of the entire document, we want to take Joe. So we highlight and click Joe, gives us this code. So we highlight it, we copy it, come back to Joe's page that we have here, paste it into HTML box. And again, I'm going to add that little spacing code that we talked about just before. Okay. And now if I hit preview to preview it, we should get Joe's wins only. So make sure you save this, preview it, and this is what his page looks like. And there is his Joe's specific wins. And that's how you get their most up-to-date wins with using Google Forms, Google Sheets. And this is pretty powerful, pretty cool stuff. And if you have any questions on this, just let me know.